Howdy folks, and welcome back to Das Customs, the channel where most of the time we kind of roughly know what we're doing, but we just have a crack at it anyway. Anyway, look, this week has been a big milestone for this channel. We've finally cracked the YouTube code and we're kind of, you know, we made our first dollar from the YouTube. Now, you know, obviously we do this because we love it, you know. I mean, that's the main reason. I've, you know, really got a fond spot for these little cars and everything that goes along with them. Of course, what I do is not what most people would do. I, you know, chop and change them and, you know, put my own unique touch on them. But, you know, it's good to know that you guys are watching. Now, if this is the first time you've watched my show, hey, please don't forget to hit like, subscribe, share. Give us a comment, let us know you're there. I love to hear from you folks. Most of you will know that I generally reply to all the comments and, you know, I like to have a bit of a chat. So as well as reaching a milestone on the channel, it's also come to a sad time where I've got to sell something to give this channel, you know, some funds to keep moving. I've got to actually, you know, I've got got a bit of merch for sale, but I've also, something's got to give. I've got to make some money to actually be able to spend on some of these projects. And unfortunately, the only car that I've got that's finished and up for sale is this little beauty behind me here. Now, I built this car for me and I built this car, you know, how I would do things on it. But what I'm going to try and do now is just change it up a little bit and make it more attractive to, you know, your everyday Volkswagen enthusiast. You know, rat patina bugs have become very popular. They are a very popular car. You know, however, some of my touches may not be as popular as others, you know. So what we're going to do, we're just going to go over it and I'm going to have a bit of a look at it and see how do I bring it back. Just bring it back so it's you know, it's desirable to 99%. All right, here we go. Right, so let's get straight into it. You know, like I said, I built this car for me, and a lot of the touches on it were basically to try and build this channel and to stand out and be unique. However, a lot of the things that make this car stand out make it a little bit less desirable to sell. Yeah, so anyway, basically where we're at is that's going to come off. I think it's going to make it more saleable. I just think people are going to, you know, I mean, she's a cool looking bug. It's just a bit out there. It's a bit too much for people. I'm going to save the rear deck lid. I'm just going to hang it on the wall. I've got a color match paint, so I'm just going to paint another one. I've got a heap hanging on the wall, as you've probably seen. Turbo motor's coming out. I'm going to go back to the 1776. Basically, it's just a nice motor. This thing handles like a bucket anyway, so that much power, it just makes it dangerous. So we're going to put the 1776 back in. It has a nice exhaust. I'll leave the rear valance. I might just try and colour match that a little bit better. Wheels are going to stay the same. I was looking at getting a set of wheels for it and I just realised that these things actually suit this car. They fit, they suit. I've got a new set of tyres coming for it. I'm probably going to take that bonnet hood ornament off and just put a chrome strip back on it, because I've got these nice badges that I bought off a fella. They all match and they kind of give it a clean look. Basically what we're trying to do is just bring this thing back, make it into a nice, clean looking bug. The work that's gone into it, it's got a lot of really good components in it. So I know it'll be you know, it should sell pretty quick if I actually just make it more desirable for the market. Anyway, this is how we put a Beetle up for sale at Das Customs. Stay with us. Look, I'll be honest, it actually breaks my heart to be rubbing this off here. A good friend of mine did the work for me, but I've talked to a couple of people and their suggestion is that, you know, this is probably setting it apart from, you know, from being, you know, something that would sell quickly. So I'm just gonna do it. First step is we're just gonna rub it with some sandpaper. Why? So this is a 320 grit, and we're just knocking it back very gently. Might speed things up a bit, eh? Quickly. I'm pulling off too much of it, and I'm starting to rub it back. It's getting patchy, and I don't like, as much as I like the patina, I don't like that kind of faux patina sanded look. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint it. I've got some paint there. I'm just going to master up, and we're just going to hit it. First of all, I'm going to try it with the grey. I've got a colour match paint. I actually bought a couple of cans of it to paint the deck lid. So we're going to hit it, and then we are going to hit it with a matte clear. So I'll just taper up now and do all that needful, and then we'll just see how it looks. So I'm going to be hitting it with a bit of this stuff. It sprays on pretty good. It's a pretty good colour match. Like, believe it or not, the back of that car was already painted with this, and I've done various touch-ups with it. This is a 1K Ford oxidized steel. So I'll give her a good shake. Ooh, I think that. Just try and get it covered on the first hit a little bit. We're not looking for total coverage. We'll come back with another coat. All right. Just got a plastic bung there. See if I can whip it out. Anyway, I'll tape up the other side and we'll give it a hit as well. Right, now my next quandary on this little kind of touch up is that I don't want to lose everything. I mean, I did pay for that art. It was, you know, something that I, at the time, you know, was thinking it was going to be this car forever. But, you know, things change, fellas. And you've got to be able to go with the changes if it happens too sometimes. But I don't see the point in losing that. I'm going to keep that. I've got a collection of them hanging on the wall. But what are we going to do? How are we going to fix that? You know, like what are we going to choose to... you know, to give it a deck lid. Now, you may have seen in the back of some of my videos, this good collection of deck lids. Now, some of these came off cars. That was the Green Bug project, but the fella, Jeff, who ended up with that, he had a really nice W deck lid that he was going to put on that car, so it stayed. That was on another car that I purchased. That car ended up being too rusty to use. The deck lid is actually in very, very good shape though. So, hey, maybe that's the one. I've got this one here. See, I kind of like those ones with the little Pope nose, you know, set up on it. So I've got that one. I've got that one. I've got this one. Now, the W, at some point I'm going to fix the W up. I'm actually going to chop the outsides of it and just re-weld that. Kind of thinking it's either going to be that one or that one. And I got a feeling that that one is the better of the two. So I'd like to keep that for the project I'm building in the next room. So maybe we're using that one. Maybe that's the one. Let's pull it down and have a look at it, eh? So this lid already has some really sweet patina. So I'm not trying to paint the whole thing. What I really want to do is just make it so some of these areas have more of the silver in it than this color, which doesn't suit my car. So, but I'm going to sand back. It's got some penetrol or something on the bottom here. I'll rub all that off. I've pulled everything off, but that doesn't seem to want to come off. Maybe I'll get that off anyway. God, the shop's a mess, fellas. Anyway. That's about all I'm going to do on that. I'm going to hit it with some paint and I'm just going to try and let some of that bleed through. Basically, all I'm really trying to get rid of is these, you know, green areas. I want, you know, some of this, I want to try and preserve on some of it. I mean, you know, that's old rust, fellas. You know, I've had to hit the side of the car pretty heavy to, just to eliminate the signage. You know, it ended up being what I thought was the best thing to do. I've done both sides and, you know, like it doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be there. And I'm going to actually hit that with some clear, but I want to get that done first. Try, you know, ignore the mess. I've been, you know, sanding on that thing for a couple of weeks and just really trying to build that too. So I'll get it back to good. Anyway, let's paint this thing. Look, I guess the idea is to try and make this match the rest of the car, you know, a bit. What do you reckon? Good enough? I mean, it's kind of like one of them things, the more you do, the more you can't, you know, it's hard to undo. Might just give it a teeny scuff through the middle there. I've got some real fine abrasive Scotch pad and just see if it looks okay. Might give the sides just one more light hit. You can just kind of still see, I don't know, some of the writing in there. It's a little bit stripy, unfortunately. Might just give it one more little hit. Right, well, this is something new I'm going to try and use. I haven't used it before. It's a 2K clear coat in a can. So basically the instructions are, it must have a hardener in there. Look at the bottom there. I think you push something in there, depress it, and it releases the hardener. I'm just doing it to protect, I mean, that paint is a base coat. I've used it previously for touch-ups and it kind of does end up fading a bit. So I'm just going to do it, it's a matte clear. I'm going to do it basically just to try and preserve it a bit. You know, let's hope it looks all right as a matte. Well, that's step one of putting the rat trap on the market. I think it looks pretty good. I think it just brings it down a bit, you know. Basically that's what I'm trying to do, just make it look a little bit more appealing to, you know, most people. You know, like what I like is not necessarily what everyone likes, but I think that, you know, it just gives it that bit of a cleaner look. And that was step one. You know, step two, we've got to get the thing clean, you know, like I'm going to spend a bit of time kind of rubbing it and buffing it, just getting it back to that kind of, you know, kind of clean, polished rat look. Ooh, is that a thing? Is that even a thing, a clean, polished rat look? But that's what I'm going for, so, you know, wish me luck. Let me know what you guys think. Have I done the right thing? I myself, I'm not even sure. It was pretty painful kind of doing that to the car. But, you know, I think overall it does look a lot tidier, you know, and it's not in your face so much. And that's kind of what I'm trying to get, you know, just not in your face so much. And honestly, I mean, somehow, I was talking to the darling wife last night and somehow, you know, my tastes are actually quite mild when it comes to cars. I don't like over-the-top things, but somehow my ideas always end up going that way. And I'm really, really going to try and kind of bring it back a bit, you know, and just, I mean, honestly, you know, my favourite car is a black car. And just, I'm looking at that thing now and I am actually really liking it. It kind of, let's have another look. Boom. Yeah, it's growing on me. It's definitely growing on me. Well, that's it for episode one of bringing the rat trap back around, you know, taming it down a little bit. Again, let me know what you think. If you're local and you're interested in the car, please hit me up. Anyway, I'll catch you later. Have a lovely evening and I'll see you next time.